welcome back as we work to connect with each other and with Jesus. In 6 days, many people from our community will walk through those doors to cast their vote in the upcoming election. A lot of things are going on. We're ready for the election to be over. Most everybody has already decided who they're going to vote for. It's a matter of just casting your vote now. But no matter what happens, on election day, there are going to be a lot of unhappy people. That's just how life is. And unhappy constituents aren't new. You know, that's something that history has had forever. Unhappy people with the leadership. Whether we're talking about political elected officials today or we're talking about monarchies hundreds of years ago. Unhappy people is not new. And this unhappiness has caused a lot of pain and heartache and destruction in our world. Because this unhappiness a lot of times has caused things like rebellions and revolutions that are messy at best. Well, the philosopher by the name of Elie Haleve has this theory about why the nation of England was different than France in the 17 and 1800s. Because France endured this bloody, messy, terrible revolution that just hurt the country significantly, while England did not. And his theory revolves around John Wesley. And the movement that John Wesley began in England changed the culture in such a way that the revolution that France endured did not come to England. That the transfer and change of power was done in a peaceful way that didn't cause so much destruction. Because one of the things that Wesley emphasized was personal change over political change. Change yourself and then let that self impact change in others. So for you and me, what this means is that I first and foremost have to be like Christ, and then I help other people become like Christ through my influence and my actions. In 2 Timothy chapter 2, the Apostle Paul tells us to avoid foolish arguments that lead to fights. When we talk about politics, it's hard to talk about them without talking about arguments and disagreements. But one thing he says is, be patient. If you stop there, we could be, all right, we need to be patient. But he said, be patient with difficult people. That's hard. You know, this is an emotional time. We're voting. We're determining the direction of our country, but it's difficult. But then he says, gently instruct. So we can't just be patient and back away. We do need to proclaim the truth. But remember, it starts with me being changed first. Then Paul says, perhaps God will change people's hearts. You're not going to change somebody's heart. You're not going to change their emotional belief, but maybe God will. So this election season, I would encourage you to start with yourself. To realize that change begins with you. And then when we are changed and transformed in the image of Jesus Christ, others will be drawn to him as well. This is not to say that one political party or another is our Savior. That's a different conversation. But it starts with recognizing Jesus is Lord. Because whatever happens in 6 days, whether the presidency is decided on election night or not, Jesus is King. And there's nothing the powers of this world can do to overtake that. Focus on yourself and change the world through Jesus in your life. Stay connected to each other and to Jesus.